working with Anthony. He is the man for sure. And with that being said, Anthony's a Tennessee, no, Texas, two T's. That's what it is. He's in the great state of Texas night. And I'm tell you, Anthony's everybody's friend because he helps everybody. He just loves having fun. He's going to be our presenter tonight. And then want to get to our very special guest. Anthony is what I call one of the leaders in the company because he is one. He loves having fun. And more importantly, he knows 100% about this company. And better than that, he loves helping people. Anthony Moreland, would you please take us into the presentation, sir?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, everybody. Like Fred said, my name is Anthony. Hey, I'm here in Dallas, Texas, and I'm going to take the next few minutes to just talk to you a little bit about Partner.co and what we're in partnership with, who we're in partnership with, and the way for you to get paid to live your dream. Partner.co is voted one of the most trustworthy companies in the industry of network marketing. If you go to Google, you type in business from home, you'll see that we were ranked #1 in momentum last year. We also had the #1 ranked compensation plan. And we also, to top that off, we got ranked a AAA plus business opportunity. This company allows you to have a global phone-based business. You're jumping on here because you probably are looking for a way to generate some extra money. Well, hey, guess what? You'll be able to have do business in over 50 countries around the world. And our special guest here later on, you're going to hear how she's also been able to do just that as well. We're a company that offers over 100 products. You're going to only hear about one night, but we offer over 100 where we'll show you how you can redirect your current spending and order things that help you sleep better, have more energy, skincare products, weight loss, athletic performance, you name it. Mostly in the health and wellness industry, we probably have it. Now, me personally, this is my favorite slide to show everybody because, see, in college, I didn't go to school to be a doctor, a scientist, a nutritionist, none of that. But everything that I share with you here and everything I share with my friends and family all over the world is tested and proven. We have a team of doctors around the world, and they create these clean products that allow me to share and sell to anybody out there. Over 200 published clinical studies, over 1,000 annual quality tests, several products in the PDR. And the product we're going to talk about tonight is Slenderize. And you might have seen your friend posting about this or talking about it, but they also may have nicknamed it body balancing drops, skinny drops. We even have women that call them happy drops, but there's some homeopathic drops. They're going to help you control your appetite, increase your energy, help with thyroid support, boost your mood, hormonal support, and much, much more. These are just some of them. And then, to be honest, weight loss is a side effect. They are clinically proven and doctor recommended. And they help you out with your energy levels, stress, anxiety. We have several women that say that's what it has been helping them out with. It comes with this approved food list. So all you do is you take these drops 3 times a day and you follow this approved food list. And guess what? We have clinical studies that show if you do that, women will lose 1/2 pound a day on average, and men will lose 3/4 pound a day on average just by following the approved food list and taking the drops 3 times a day. And you'll see several people as I'm going through this that have done just that. They're doing it as couples. You have doctors, you have lawyers, you have teachers, you have coaches, you have athletes. A lot of people, you have moms that just want to get back to their physique before they started having kids. You have several people on here, whether you're doing it as a couple, single, it doesn't matter. We just have real people having real results all over the world. And it is absolutely amazing. And these are real people. So the person who invited you can definitely pinpoint whichever story you want to see. But what I want to do now is also I want to transition and talk to you a little bit about how it all works, how you tie it all to work. Like, if you got something so good, how do I get it out to the masses? Well, we're in partnership with this company, and you literally can just option one. Let me just say that you can be a customer. You can get back with the person that invited you. You can buy any product you want. You can and buy it at retail. Option 2, though, is you can start yourself a global virtual franchise for only $29.95. Now, my co-host here, Mr. Fred Duff, is the man. Now, Fred, How many businesses out there do you know that you can literally start for $29.95?
Listen, I was a young bricklayer and I started my first business. You can't even buy a shovel for $29.95. Come on. I'm just telling you, it just doesn't make sense. But I relate that to, if you can, a Costco kind of card. I mean, you get a Costco card, but you pay every year and every month. And some of those discount cards, this is a one-time fee to own and run your own United States or international business for $29.95. It's a no-brainer. Plus, you get your product at wholesale.
You guys, and that's what it's all about. And the way it works is, you see me talk about the drop. So this, you get started for $29.95, and then we're going to show you how to start a business, how you can start generating some extra income. And so you're going to get a 4-pack of drops where you're going to use one. We're going to help you sell the other 3 with our system. And that means you're going to get yours for free. So you use one and sell the other 3. Now, some people don't like the word sell. It scared me as well. So what I always tell people is, I use it for myself, and then I just share my experience, or I share my friends and family's experience with it. But then what we do is, we help you turn your drops into profits. And see, it is an amazing system that works. That is not the only, that's just the retail. That's some upfront money for you. We have 9 different ways that you get paid in this company. We will rank the #1 ranked compensation plan in the world. So, Fred, I know it's 9 different ways to get paid. How many ways did you get paid at your job?
Listen, I was talking about laying brick. I spent most of my life in a ditch laying brick. And when we get paid on Friday, we prayed that the check would clear. We didn't have 9 ways of getting paid. So this absolutely is one of my favorite parts, the fact that we can create 9 streams of income from one company.
Yes. And so now, with that being said, Fred, we could go on all day about how great this company is, but I love the fact that we have real people having real results. And so what I want to do is, I want to introduce y'all to somebody that is a great friend of mine that has had, before she even got introduced to this industry, she had lots of success, you guys, a lot of what people would call very, very successful. And Tammy is from Colorado Springs, Colorado. She was a nationally syndicated television talk show host, Emmy Award winner, author of 8 books. Like, I know people who have trouble writing 1 book. She's been the author of 8 different books. She is absolutely an amazing human being, but life hit. And so I want her to talk about when life hit, what happened, and tell us her story, because her story is absolutely amazing. So if you are doing something, I encourage you to pull over to the side of the road, listen in. If you got kids running around, just ask them to be quiet for the next few minutes, because Tammy's story is very impactful for everybody. So Tammy, I would love for you to come share with everybody your story, my friend.
Thank you, and welcome everybody. I'm so glad that someone invited you onto this Zoom tonight. It's such an honor to be able to share with you a little bit about my story. This industry has been transformational for me, not just informational. You just heard a lot of great information, but I'm really here to tell you this industry is transformational. So I'm very grateful for the many years that I was able to do the things that I could do. I was in television for 10 years. I was in media for 25. My husband is a retired colonel in the Air Force, and he taught at the Air Force Academy. I have 4 children, 4 adult children, and 7 grandsons. And we live a very full, wonderful, meaningful life. But as many of you know, as you walk through life, you can do all the right things, right? You can go to college, you can build careers, you can invest in education, you can save. And we did all those things. We did those all the time. Every single day of our lives, we were looking at ways of creating income that we could retire on, that we could have the opportunity to these. And it was so awesome because we did have many of those years together, but something really happened. And I think if you are on the Zoom tonight, I really want to speak to you, where life has thrown you a curveball, where you really feel like you've done the right thing, You've worked hard. You've done everything you know to do to be successful. And yet life has thrown you a curveball. Maybe it's sickness. Maybe it's a divorce. Maybe it's a death of a family member. Maybe it's losing your job. Maybe it's a child that has had an addiction issue in their life. Whatever it is, I just want to really speak to you tonight, because my heart is, yes, I have a very big story. But my big story came from a very, very difficult place. And that's really where this business found me. It was in 2008. It was a crash of 2008. If you remember the crash of 2008, put a 1 in the chat. If it affected you, put a 1 in the chat. Because in 2008, we went from owning multiple different homes and land to the entire real estate market, because after the military, my husband went into real estate. The whole real estate market had crashed. We didn't lose everything overnight. It was really over a 2-year period of time. We lost our large, beautiful home. We moved into a very small rental house, which we thought we'd be in there, only a couple months, right? But who knows, when life really throws you a serious financial curveball, it affects every area of your life. And it did for us. We couldn't believe what was happening. It was like one property after the next, foreclosures, land developers not paying out. And so the thing about when you have a high lifestyle, and some of you will understand this, you have so much money going out every single week that when that money stops, life starts to back up really, really fast. And for us, life started to back up really, really fast. And as I said, we had to short sell our home. We moved into a rental house. And I just remember thinking one day, how in the world did this happen to us? We worked so hard. We're in our late middle age. Now we're having to recreate our life all over again. And I'm a person of faith. And I just started praying because I needed a better way. I needed a vehicle. And that's the only way I could think of it. God, give me a vehicle that I can recreate what I've done. And I didn't want to write more books. I didn't want to travel more across the country. And yes, I had a lot of success in that, but my life was changing. My needs were changing. And maybe that's where you're at. Your needs are changing. And you need something different. You need something better. You need something to be able to work from home and create a residual income. Well, we kind of hit probably our lowest low. We had a large bill that was due from one of our companies that foreclosed. And this story always still kind of chokes me up because it's very real to me. We sat in our kitchen and we didn't have anything else to sell, and we had a large bill to pay. And I looked at my husband and I said, the only thing I have left is my wedding ring. My husband had given me a beautiful diamond when we got married 15 years ago. And I remember that day we had to make a decision to sell that ring to pay a bill. And I'll tell you what, my husband just cried. My husband's a colonel. He's 6'4", and that guy, he was broken. He said, I feel like I failed you. I said, I feel like I failed my kids, my family. It was just hard. It was just a hard time. And in came a friend of mine, Tom Davis, and he said to me one day, Tammy, I think you need to take a look at something. And I was like, okay, what is it? I was in that mode of working a full-time job I didn't want to do because I wanted to make ends meet, right? Who's ever had a job they didn't want to do, they didn't like, but they did it to make ends meet? That was me. And Tom said, I want you to take a look at this opportunity. And I did. I was willing because I was praying for an answer. And we went to their house that night, and it was a Limu presentation. He actually told me it was a wine tasting event. So I signed up. I'm like, I'm all there. And we went and had a great time with multiple different couples. And I came home that night, and I remember throwing myself on the bed, putting my hands over my head, saying to my husband, oh my gosh, people are going to think we're crazy selling seaweed in Colorado when it's weed is very legal here in Colorado. And so I was like, oh my gosh. But I had to make a decision that I was willing to do something I've never done before to get something I've never had. And so we started. We started with one person. We started with one individual that loved the product. Then we started with two. And by 4 months in this business, I was making enough to make my house payment and my car payment. Now, if you took off your house payment and your car payment off your monthly bill, put a 1 in the chat if that would change your finances. Let's look at the chat, right? Yeah. It changes everyone's life. And in 4 months, our lives were transformed, but it didn't stop. We kept inviting people to take a look at the business and creating opportunity for people to hear a better way, leading with the truth of our story, not trying to hide from our story. Our story was very humbling to us, but we realized that humility is a gateway to reconciliation in life and relationships. We have to be willing to share our real story, and we did. And people started coming into our business by the hundreds. And by 1 year in this business, I had quit my full-time job and my part-time job of traveling 3 weekends a month speaking. And I was just doing this business full-time. And within 23 months of this business running, we had broken every single record for our company. We had paid off every penny of debt we had, and it was a lot. We paid it off bit by bit. We didn't have a lavish lifestyle. We stayed in our home. That was not our goal. Our goal was to become debt-free. Our goal was to become free to give, to live our lives, to not be under this huge weight of debt. And it was really amazing because I have this one last part of the story I'm going to share with you, because after we won, I won a $100,000 bonus in my company. And I remember after that happened, my husband said to me, Tammy, he said, I want you to get in the car. And I was like, where are we going? And he said, we're going to go buy your wedding ring back. And we did. We got my wedding ring and we paid cash for it. And it wasn't easy. It was hard work. But was it worth it? 10 years later, I am here to tell you it was worth every single effort, every opportunity that we had to create hope, trust, and a plan for people. So somebody invited you here tonight. I am passionate to tell you this. This business is a legit business. You work. Your income is represented by the work you put into it, by the lives that you impact, the people's lives that you change. But if you are willing to put in the work, if you are willing to humble yourself and do the daily chores, the daily tasks, to share this opportunity with people, you have not only the ability to get yourself out of debt, you have the ability to create a residual income that in this last week, in the third week of the year, we got all the stats of everybody coming in our company and doing this and that. And I was shocked when I looked at, in the whole world of hundreds and hundreds of thousands of brand partners, I had the honor of ranking 34 in the world for Partner Co. You couldn't have convinced me 10 years ago that that would have happened. But today I am living proof. I am living proof that if you have a desire and a drive and trust and you're teachable, you can get out of the situation you're in right now. You can get out of debt. You can create a legacy for your children. You can pay for their colleges. You can actually have a family vacation. You can live free, debt-free. This is a vehicle of hope for you tonight. And I hope you take it. I hope you run with it, because any good word without action is nothing. I want to encourage you to take action. Take action tonight. Get back with the person that invited you and say, how do I sign my $30 up to get started simply? My tagline for my business is start simply, but simply start. Just begin. And tonight you have the opportunity to do that. Thank you for letting me share.
That just, I'm over here wiping my face earlier. tears. I'm a big baby. Tammy, let me ask you a question. With your background in success in the real estate side and from author, speaker, and television, when you sold your first bottle of your product to help someone, and the check was probably,
Yes.
but yet your why was big enough that you saw beyond that, because we all start small, am I right? What I want to know is, in the business, once you made a decision to be here, when was the darkest hour where you were just hanging on by hope, and how did you overcome it?
Such a good question. I think it's something we have to do over and over again in life. I don't think it's a one-time test. I think that test of perseverance and pressing through the obstacles of life. But what happens, it's like a muscle that gets strengthened. It's like the more you use it, the more stronger it becomes, so that when that next bout of adversity comes your direction, your muscles are stronger, you're able to carry more, you feel more confident that you can make the decisions to move ahead. You don't get stuck. When we started building our business, we do many opportunities for people to come into our home, and we'd have events for 15 months every Wednesday and Sunday night. And there would be many Wednesdays and Sunday night that nobody showed up. 0 people showed up. And we had to make a decision. Are we in it? Are we in it to win it? Are we really in this to change and get out of debt and change and transform our lives? If we are, then Sunday's coming, because Sunday we would do the same thing. But the tenacity of belief, once you believe, let me share one thing with you. There's 2 words that I've always carried with me. The 2 words are faith and belief. Faith is an intellectual knowledge of something. I have faith in this. I have faith in that. I have faith, right? It's an intellectual understanding. Belief is an action. It's an action word. And I want to encourage you tonight, if you are on this Zoom and you are a person that carries faith in your heart, change the word. Change it to belief. I believe I'm going to do this. I believe my family is going to get out of debt. I believe there is a better way. I believe that when somebody doesn't show up, that the next person is waiting. It's so much a mindset, Fred, of making a decision to believe. And when you believe, then when those adversities and disappointments, and they will come, because that's life. But once you click in and you understand, so how do you create belief? You understand about our company. You learn who owns our company. You learn the character of the men that carry this company. You learn about our compensation plan and how we're the top paid out in the entire industry. Believe about our products. Understand what they are. And once you understand the science behind them, you're going to believe that these change people's lives, because they do. So increase your beliefs so that when times of disappointment come, you move with an action word of belief.
Well, I was going to ask a couple more questions. You actually covered them all in a single, and I'm going to leave it right there. I don't know a better way to leave this Zoom tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, tell them what action they need to take right now, and we'll end this Zoom. One more time, Tammy.
Thank you. Right now, you have a decision to make, and it's a real decision. This is your moment of opportunity. I had the same thing 10 years ago. Somebody brought this exact same opportunity, and I had to make a decision. Did I believe? Was I going to change the financial picture and debt of my family? Was I going to bring give my children, my 7 grandsons, a legacy? I had to believe. I made a decision to get back with the person that invited me on this Zoom. And I said, how do I get started? I'm ready. I'm ready to get started. I'm ready to do the next thing. And then be in the mode of teachability. You have to put yourself in the place of being teachable and understand that this is a legitimate business. It's a wonderful business. We have tools, we have opportunities, we have so much at your fingertips. You don't even have to create these things. They're created for you. But it starts way back here. It starts in a decision you make to change and transform your life, then pick up the phone after this Zoom and tell that person, send me the way that I can join as a brand partner for $29.95 and get started in this business. Truly, it is that simple, but you have to make a decision and you have to believe it's within your hand. It's in your hand to make that decision and no one else's.
I'm ready to sign up all over again. Let's go. With that being said, folks, everybody, as you're logging off tonight, give Tammy a big thanks. Thank her for her